Hello students. In continuation with earlier lecture, today we'll see contribution of Michael Porter. In last lecture we saw the five forces model. In today's lecture we'll be learning about four generic strategies given by Michael Porter. So these are the four strategies which are cost leadership strategy, differentiation strategy, cost focus strategy and focus differentiation strategy. Now, Porter has explained that on basis of five forces model, which is also called as industrial analysis, a company can adopt generic strategies, and these strategies are called as generic because they are suitable to all kinds of different kinds of organizations. So any organization can use a combination of generic strategy. That means out of four strategies, you can go for a combination of two of them. So it is a decision of the management that which strategy is suitable for us and which strategy will bring us or bring a good competitive advantage for the organization. So depending upon that, the decision is taken as to which strategy is suitable for the organization. So beginning with the first one, the first is cost leadership strategy. Now this when the organization adopts this strategy, the aim is to reduce the cost. Aim is to reduce the cost, and the organization keep the cost and prices lower than the competitors. That means you have to keep the price of your product lower than your competitors, and therefore the organization develops various practices and procedures and keep a close watch and control on cost in all the operational areas. Now here the aim is to reduce the cost, right? To achieve this goal of lowering the cost, the company has to make extensive production with efficient economies of scale. That means the organization should be able to enjoy economies of scale. Thus, the company tries to make and sell its products on large scale to enjoy the benefits of economies of scale. So, here you can say that the production is on large scale with lower profit margin. Okay, and cost leadership strategy has the priority to has a priority for productivity improvement. Now, what is productivity? This strategy, when the organization adopts this strategy, its priority is to improve the productivity. Now, what is productivity? Productivity is the ratio of output to input. That means in comparison to input, how much output you are getting. That ratio is called as productivity. Okay, now higher productivity means maximum output with minimum input. That means if you are enjoying economies of scale and if your productivity ratio is high, it means your output is more, or you are getting more output with use of less or minimum input. By using minimum input, you are getting maximum output. That is called as higher productivity. Then the next aim of organization who adopts this strategy is that it wants to acquire number one position in the industry, right? That means you should be at number one position in your industry. Okay, and how it is possible? If you keep your cost of production at your lowest level, then only it would be feasible for you to keep the price of the product low, right? And when your prices are low than your competitors, then only the customers will get attracted towards you and they will purchase your product, and your demand will increase, your sales will increase, and definitely automatically your profit level will increase, right? So the company which adopts this strategy, is their aim is to, or goal is to reduce the cost, right? Keep the prices of their product lower than the competitors and to achieve number one position in the industry. Okay, so these are the three objectives when the organization adopts this strategy. Okay, then company tries to minimize the cost not only of production function. That means you have to reduce the cost of production, but while paying your attention towards reducing the cost of production, you also have to consider the areas which are beyond production. That means your purchasing, your wages, your research and development, advertisement, publicity, your selling cost, your storage cost. All these costs should also be kept at minimum. Then only it would be feasible for you to keep the cost of production and price of product at low level. or lowest point, you can say. Okay, and because of this cost leadership strategy, it requires a relatively large market share. Okay, because when your cost is low, it should be followed by low pricing, right? Then only you can be benefited, because unless this low cost advantage is passed on to the customer through price reduction and by offering the products and services at low price, this strategy will not create any competitive advantage, right? So at last we can say, to conclude, that the company therefore follows high production volume and low profit margin. Now I'll just take a review that what is this cost leadership strategy. The first thing is it aims to reduce the cost, right? Then its aim is to higher the productivity. Okay, productivity is the ratio of input to output. With the help of minimum input, if you are able to secure higher output, then it is beneficial, right? Then the company must go for higher production, that means production on large scale, and it should be able to enjoy the economies of scale, right? Then next thing is that the company should have the goal of achieving number one position in the industry. At the same time, not only the cost of production has to be lowered, but also it should focus its concentration or attention on lowering the cost of other functions also, like purchasing, selling, advertisement, that also. And when your cost of production is low, then this benefit should be passed on to the customers in the form of reducing the price of the product, right? When your price of the product is lower than your competitors, then only the customers will buy your product, right? So here the company follows high production volume at low profit margin. This is very important. High production, that is large scale production, enjoying economies of scale. And your, how is your profit margin? It is lower, right? Okay, so next strategy we'll be learning is differentiation strategy. Now whenever a company accepts this differentiation strategy, it offers something unique in the industry in respect of products and services. That means when a company is giving some unique kind of product in the market, then the company adopts this strategy, differentiation strategy. For example, we can say, Kinder Joy, that is a kind of a chocolate. So earlier it was the only one in the market. When it entered the market, children thought that, or children or parents also thought that, I mean, this is a unique product, right? And with chocolate balls you are getting that white kind of creaminess also along with it, isn't it? So this was something unique which other Cadbury's or other chocolates were not offering. So it was a unique product, isn't it? So the price, what is the price of Kinder Joy? It's 40 rupees, right? So you are paying a higher price. In 40 rupees you are just getting 2 chocolate balls, isn't it? So but why customers are ready to pay 40 rupees for these 2 chocolates only? Because the customers think that this product is a unique product, right? So this uniqueness of product is very important. You as a manufacturer, if you are thinking that my product is unique, it's of no use. What is important over here is that your customers should get convinced that this product is a unique product, and they should be ready to pay a higher price for that product. Then only you'll be successful, or you will be able to get the advantage of the competition existing in the market, right? So the first important thing is that the company should offer something unique in the industry which customers think that this is unique product. Okay, when maximum customers feels that, then only it is possible. Then once you capture the market, when customers are convinced, when they are ready to pay a higher price, after over a period of time, you have to, the next stage is that you have to reduce the price of that product. Okay, now you have earned lot of profit, you have been benefited by the competitive advantage, isn't it? So if you don't reduce the price of your product after a certain level, then what will happen? The competitive advantage created by differentiation will not sustain, because the customers and the market will start developing negative sentiments, negative feelings. The customers will begin to feel that though the products are very unique, they are quite expensive, isn't it? Their prices are very high. So the customers may suspect that company is having a exploitative motive, isn't it? So the company is exploiting the customers by charging a higher price. This kind of negative attitude may be developed among the customers, and they may refuse to purchase your product, right? So at that time your sale of your product may reduce, isn't it? So if you want to avoid this kind of situation, what you have to do, after getting more advantage of the competition by charging a higher profit and earning a relatively higher profit margin, over a certain period of time you have to reduce the price of the product, otherwise your customers will start suspecting you. Okay, so the company should therefore concentrate on cost reduction. Okay, and the company can go for a combination of differentiation with cost leadership. So you can go for a combination of two strategies which will definitely offer a sustainable competitive advantage. Okay, now moving towards the next one. The third one is cost focus strategy. Now what is cost focus? This strategy has an objective of developing the focus. Okay, now a company which adopts and follows this focus strategy concentrates either on special group of customers or a particular product line or specific region, okay, or any other aspect that is the focal point of the efforts of the enterprise. For example, I'll tell you, the company concentrate either on special group of customer. It may be that you are giving a product for only youngsters, right? Or you're selling product only for baby products, which we call, isn't it? So what is that? Your company's focus is only on special group of customer, babies, for example. Baby is your customer, isn't it? That is a special group. Or specific geographic region, that means you want to sell your product only in Maharashtra, okay, or Satara district. Yeah, that is only a specific geographic region where you are concentrating your attention, right? And you are trying to give a product at low price and lowest cost. Okay, so where is your focus? Your focus is either on special group of customer or specific geographic region. That is called as cost focus strategy. That means instead of serving the total market, for example, instead of selling your product all over India, you're selling it only in Maharashtra, okay, or you're, instead of selling your product all over Maharashtra, you're selling only in Satara district and Pune district, for example. Okay, only two districts you have covered. That is your focus area. That is your area where you are focusing your attention, because you want to satisfy the customers only in Satara district or Pune district, isn't it? You don't want to provide your product or supply your product all over Maharashtra, isn't it? So instead of serving the total market, the company is focusing only on a specific geographical area. Okay, and this organization with a cost focus strategy attempt to achieve a competitive edge in narrow market. This is called as narrow market because your market or your focus is only on a very narrow area, isn't it? You are not covering the whole of India, or a larger geographical region. You are just considering only a special group of customers. You're not serving the whole market. So here it is called as narrow market, isn't it? And where you select a specific market, as I said, that a particular class of customer or a particular geographic area, isn't it? So here a company adopting this kind of strategy attempts to achieve cost leadership in specific market by providing the product at lowest cost and lowest price. Okay, so that is about cost focus strategy. Now moving towards the fourth one is focused differentiation strategy. Now, this generic strategy involves achieving a competitive advantage by delivering a superior product or service to limited audience. This is very important. Superior product and limited audience, isn't it? So, for example, diamond, isn't it? Who can afford diamond? Elite class, isn't it? So, diamond is, I mean, those companies who are selling diamonds, their focus is only on elite class. They are not going to sell the diamonds at middle class level, lower middle class level, or poor people, below poverty level people, isn't it? Where they are going to focus their attention only on elite class, isn't it? Or you can go for Mercedes, isn't it? So Mercedes company is focusing their attention only on Audi or Mercedes, isn't it? Those people who can afford their car, who can afford their maintenance, isn't it? So who are those people? Very rich people or elite class. isn't it? So here the focus differentiation strategy means you are focusing your attention on a specific group of customers, limited audience only, and you are giving a different kind of a product, unique kind of a product, right? So but while delivering the product, you are giving them a very superior product, isn't it? When you talk about Mercedes or Audi, when you think about it, you know, it's lavish kind of, it's luxurious, it is definitely of premium quality, isn't it? So you are providing them with superior product to limited audience only, and here you are focusing only on a particular market or a particular class of customers, isn't it? And you are offering superior product. This is called as focus differentiation strategy, which focuses only on particular market. Okay, so now out of these four generic strategies, the companies has to choose an appropriate strategy. Okay, now now you can see in this diagram, this is a diagram which shows four quadrants, right? So Michael Porter has developed a model of competitive strategies. For this model, he combined two variables, that is competitive advantage, you can see in the diagram, and competitive scope also, isn't it? So the four generic strategies are divided into four quadrants. So competitive advantage can be obtained by way of cost reduction or by way of differentiation, that we saw it in four strategies. Now, according to Porter, differentiation is the ability to provide unique and superior value to buyer in terms of quality, superior features, or after sales service, and this is being shown on the horizontal axis. Okay, so on vertical axis is shown the competitive scope. Now this scope is decided on the basis of the broadness and the narrowness of the market. Just now I told you about narrowness of the market. Last two strategies, that is differentiation, cost focus strategy and focus differentiation strategies, have narrow target because their market is limited to specific group of people or specific geographical area, that is called as narrow market. So the company has to ask that is the target market of the company broad or narrow, isn't it? Now when the company's targets are broad, then which strategy they are going to adopt, or they can derive competitive advantage by adopting either cost leadership strategy or differentiation strategy, right? And similarly, when the targets are narrow, right, that is when the company is focusing only on specific market, then the company can go for cost focus or focus differentiation strategy, which is useful to gain the competitive advantage. Okay, so this diagram I explained it, that how you have to go for this diagram, or how this diagram goes, that narrow market, as you can see, broad target if you are having, you can go for first and second strategy, that is cost leadership and differentiation. Then in case of narrow target, you can go for cost focus and differentiation focused, right? So accordingly, which is the type of the target, company's target, according to that you are going to go for a combination of strategies. Okay, so that is the decision of the management. Okay, so with this we completed the contribution of Porter. Okay, thank you.